G'day guys, welcome back. Look what I've got. I went out and bought, well, I didn't go out, I had it posted to me, the new Chroma Molten Metallics. I got, I don't know how you pronounce that, Pagar silver. It's just silver, okay? And this one is copper and Xanadu gold. So those I'm using today with black and white. I actually bought one of each, so I've got these ones as well, but I'll keep these for another pour. So this is the Dorado gold, so it's a bit different, hey? So that's the Dorado gold, and this one is aged bronze, and then Rojo gold, which I guess is a rose gold. So those I'll put aside, that will be for another day. The only problem I've found with these is they are so thin. They just, they just pour out of the bottle. I'll have to get around the back of the table so I can see the screen of my phone. Now, I started mixing them 1-to-1. Now, how I do my 60% glue, 40% water, and then I do 1-to-1. It was so thin, so I've had to double the amount of paint, which makes it awfully expensive. So I've got 2 parts paint to 1 part pouring medium, and it's still hardly leaving a mound. So I don't know that they're going to be all that good for my flip cups, but I am looking forward to trying them out on swipes, because you know how you do your background color, and then you just put a little bit of these like across the center, and then you swipe out just lightly. So as a swipe color, I'm hoping that they will be really pretty. So I think that's what I'll be using them for, because it's just way too expensive to be using 2 parts paint to 1 part pouring medium for a flip cup. So that's my metallics there, and then I've got black and white in the Artist Loft Flow Acrylic, and I'm going to put some treadmill silicone in those, and I don't know, I don't really know what to expect. I had high hopes for them when they arrived. I thought I was so excited, and then I thought, oh my gosh, they're so thin. So what I think I'll have to do is flip the cups, tilt, and then torch, because it's just so thin. If I had to torch early, the cells would pop up, they'd be huge, and then I'd tilt and they'd go all stretched and wobbly. So I think that's what I'm going to have to do. But before we get started, let's have a look at a couple of the cloud pours that are now dry. That was the one, I don't know whether you'll pick the gold up or not in that. That was the one that had more of the pink. I think I did a ring pour with that one. That one's more pink. And then there's this one, which I love even more. This one's got more blue in it. The clouds just went crazy. I don't know if you can see that gold shimmering there, but yeah, it's dried really pretty too. So I think they look nice, as a pair. I can't fit them all in the screen there, but there we go. That's them there. Right. Now, let's get to today's pour. I've got my 2 cups. I'm not sure how I'm going to go with layering. We'll just have to have a little look at them and see what happens. I've got my trusty little corner catcher. Oops, it's looking a bit, no longer a trusty corner catcher. Let me grab another one. You can only use them so many times, can't you? And then they break. It's just a bit of cardboard folded in half. So that's that one. We'll chuck that one in the bin. Right. Spot on treadmill silicone for cells. Let's just do 2. I just think that because this mix is so thin, it's just going to go crazy with cells. So let's be on the safe side. Oops, you've got a little bit more. This is the one that I mixed 1-to-1. And then I thought, oh, you're so thin. I had to mix 2-to-1. So it's got more paint in it, but I don't think I'll use it all. It's a pretty colour though. It's more of an orangey gold, I guess. It's not as pretty as the Sargent's liquid metal gold. The black and the white are a little bit thicker. They were mixed 1-to-1 with my pouring medium. Actually, the black, I had to add an extra blob of pouring medium because it was a bit thicker. The black's always thicker. So I'm hoping that the black and the white may kind of hold the metallic cells in place a little bit because they are a little bit thicker. But certainly this whole thing today isn't as thick as what I would usually use for a flip cup pour. But anyway, we shall see how it goes. That's why I'm just doing a little canvas. I don't want to waste too much paint. Okay, here we go. Some gold. And some black. I want to put the opaque colour between each of the metallics, because two metallics next to each other, you're not going to see the cells, the rings, if you do, you know, those two next to each other. You just won't notice them at all. I was really tossing up between putting the silver next to the black or the silver next to the white. I'll leave it like that. I'll leave it next to the white. Seems to be sitting on top okay. But I do think I'm going to have to cover the whole canvas and then torch. But we'll see what happens once I flip. Oh, this is very thin. Once I flip the cups over, we'll see straight away, you know, how thin it is, whether the cells pop up straight away. Okay, so now I need to put some black between, because I don't want the silver and the gold next to each other. So silver's getting black next to it regardless, isn't it? So I've got about 500 grams of mixed paint here. Or a little bit more because I've got more of the gold, but I won't use all the gold. I'll keep it for something else. Okay, well, let's go with some white now. We'll just alternate this next one because I've had to add an extra bit of black in there. And then the black. Black does feel thicker than the others, but that's okay. Hopefully if one colour's too thick, it can kind of cause the flow to stop, because if everything's the same thickness, it moves really well. But if something's too thick, it'll kind of hold back and the rest of the colours will want to go. So that's just something to be aware of. Now this is going to be the last of my white by the looks of it. I was debating whether just to do, you know, the metallics and black, but I've done metallics and black I've done two of those recently, so I thought I'll chuck some white in and just see how that reacts. Haven't got much white there. Okay, back to the gold. Okay, that's the last of the gold there. And some black. I might have to add up some more, mix some more black, because I need black between these two. Only a tiny little bit of black though. Actually, I'm just going to mix up a little bit more black. Just like a tiny bit. Alright, get my scale out. Oops, I've got resin on my scale. Not that I was weighing resin, it's just, I just felt a drop. I'm actually enjoying doing that little bit of resining that I started doing. You know how I'm resining my placemats? I'm nearly finished the set. I've got 2 more to do tomorrow, and then when they're dry, I'll show you. I'm just going to do, oops, what have we got? 24 grams there, and I just need a little bit less of the paint because it's thicker. So let's go 20. Hopefully I can pour 20 out. 14, 15, 19, that'll do. Close enough. Oh, 20 grams. Yeah, because it's a bit thicker than the white. So I just need that to go on there, and then a little bit between these two here. I do think it's important to have an opaque colour between the metallics, because otherwise you're not going to see your cell rings. You know, you're just going to have these blobs of colour, like a blob of gold or a blob of silver. It won't have a ring around it if there's no opaque colour next to it. Let's just put 1 drop of oil in that. I actually need to resin my tiles that I did for my boxes, so that's happening. And I don't know whether or not you've been following me much, but I have just designed, and it's very exciting, I've just designed a silicone mold. I know, I'm just getting into resin and I'm already designing molds. I don't know, it's just, I start something and then I just get all carried away with it. It's like I haven't got a filter, you know. I just start something and run with it. Gets me into trouble too when I say things because I just say whatever comes out of my mouth. I have no filter. I'm always getting in trouble. And then, yeah, never mind. All right, black. So I've designed this mold. It's a 6-piece geode mold with a matching platter or tray. So I am taking pre-orders at the moment. I can't even show it to you because it's in production at the moment. It's being made. But if you go to my Facebook group, Pouring Your Heart Out with Julie, I do have a photo of it there. Yeah, I'm taking pre-orders. So it's round, it's 40 centimeters, 16 inch. So it's got 3 coasters on that side, 3 coasters on this side, and then in the center is like a rectangle tray, and it's got the geodes on the outside. So the whole thing will fit together like a puzzle with the geode edges all the way around. So, oh, it's really going to be really pretty. So if you're into resining and you want to order one of those, it's very expensive to get it made and have the mold made and shipped and everything. So I haven't got that many coming, so it's kind of first in, best dressed. I have already been taking orders in the last few days. I just send you a PayPal request for the deposit, a $20 deposit. Yeah, so that will be exciting. And then when it does arrive, I'll do a resin geode for you, a video. All righty, let's flip this over. I think, oh, you're flying around. Oh, why are you flying? Oh, stop it. Talking about coasters, and it's coasting around on top. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like a swirl, and then that one I'm going to do like a swirl. So as you can see, cells up already. Not a good sign. Well, I shouldn't say it's not a good sign, but it's just a sign that, you know, your mix is quite thin. But I knew that. So let's just flip these babies over, tilt real quick, and then torch, eh? That's what we're going to do. Here we go. Oh, that wasn't very good, Julie. Oh, you spilt it all off, woman. Oh, my gosh. Are you any good? No. It's just, all right, I'm not going to wait. I'm just going to get this covered. Otherwise, the cells are just going to grow too much, and we don't want that. So let's just get this done real quick. Did I lose much? Oh, yeah, wasn't too bad, I guess. Not too bad. But see how the cells have popped up already? Now I'm just, I don't know where to hold it to do this end. Yeah, I'll just do this. I don't want to lose too much paint because I still need lots of paint on there for me to torch when the paint's thick. So let's go to each corner. Almost don't need to do anything, do I? you clean my hands. Well, it's very black. Let's torch quickly and see what happens. A little bit of copper there. Whoa, whoa, actually I should remember not to go too, whoa, settle down big boy. New can of butane on here. They do sort of become flamethrowers when they're new and they're kind of getting the gas in the line, so to speak. So I'm just putting the cells where I want them, and then I probably won't even need to torch because they'll just grow. They'll pop up and just grow on their own because the mix is so thin. So if you are using a thin mix for whatever reason, you can just do your pours like this. So you can see the original cells that have popped up. You really can't do much about those. A bit of a cluster here. I'm just going to see if I can move everything down just a little bit. Got rid of that little caterpillar there. See, it's all still running down, down, down. I'm not used to it moving so much. So there we go. That's the... Stop running off the edges. Let me clean the edge. Maybe that'll, less paint on the edge there might stop the weight from pulling the paint down. All right. So it's pretty. The cells are pretty. I probably had a little bit too much paint and probably a little bit too much black paint. But overall, like I knew it was going to be thin. I knew that this is what I was going to get. So can't complain about that. Let's go down and have a look at the cells though, hey? See what kind of cellage we've got. Metallic paints, I find, don't sort of hold the shape of the cells as well as non-metallic paints. You can see that some of them are round, but a lot of them are kind of wobbly and blobbly. Yeah, it's not really, I mean, those are pretty there. Those are the ones that I just torched afterwards, and they popped up and then grew because the mix is so thin, they can pop up and they don't have very much resistance on them, so they can move around. Got the silver in there. So I'll have to have a look and see what it's like when it dries, hey. But yeah, I mean, it's okay. I don't know that I'd do another flip cup with them. I'm gonna try them with the swipe because yeah, they are so thin. What else could you do with them? I don't know what else you could do with them. You can't do ring pours with them. They're too thin, unless unless you made your pouring medium really thick. Maybe that's a possibility. Using like lots of glue with a little bit of water so it's really thick, and then add your paints. You could possibly do that. So anyone that's got those Chroma Molten lava paints might like to try that. So anyway, I will leave it at that, and we'll see you for the next pour, hey? So thanks again for watching. Thanks for all your support. Love you all. Stay safe. Bye for now.